Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Today, Parker and I will scape a Prism 30TM and a Prism 25TM. I have no idea where Parker is right now, so I guess I'll just start. So what I'm doing is I'm just gluing down a silicone mat at the base of my tank. Oh, there you are, Parker.
Jesus, you guys gotta tell me when we'll start filming next time, dude. I'm over there grabbing wood. You guys are already going. What's up, you guys? So I'm gonna be scaping my tank with grape wood as well as some white elephant skin stone. John has some cool plans for his. John started the video without me.
Anyways, the prisms, they all come with lids. The cool thing about the prism tanks is that the top edge of the tanks are mitered, so the lids are mitered as well. So when you sit the lid on top, it's a flush lid. And then there's an easy access hole. And also this hole helps to create a humidity exchange, basically, or air exchange, because if it's a flush lid with no openings, you'll have a tendency to grow mold. Each of the corners are lined with these silicone clear tabs. So it's not glass on glass contact, it's pretty soft. So I think this is a pretty cool tank. This is the medium size pretty much, and Parker's is the large size. There's one size smaller, the 20TM. So I pre-built my hardscape. What I'm about to do is show how effective our new product, Controsand, is. It comes in 4 different colors. I'm using red, and what I'm gonna do is grab and pinch and then place it in between these grooves where the rocks kind of join up. And this whole structure is basically a ton of these rocks kind of stacked on top of each other and stacked next to each other. And then I'm gonna come in with some liquid glue, super glue. And then we'll have like a little smoky effect for a chemical reaction. And then after that dries, it's gonna form a pretty hard bond. The good thing about the colored versions of this is that it doesn't create this very obvious white speck that you'll see underwater. So it's very quick to dry, and I can literally pick it up like this. And I can shake it, I can wiggle it, nothing will come off.
I'm just looking for ways to use the elephant skin stone to kind of help me scape this wood how I want. Not pull the tension away from it. We're gonna be putting this Controsand brown in the area of this wood that I want to secure to this elephant skin stone. I'm just gonna come in with my liquid super glue and add it to my Controsand, and it will make that super strong, super fast acting seal between the wood and the stone, and it should lock this wood in place pretty well. Give it a couple seconds to really lock in. And just like that, that's all there is to it. I'm just gonna be adding this elephant skin stone sort of around the base of this woodwork that I had, kind of covering up some of the straight line sort of edges that this grape wood has.
So I purposely built my hardscape in 2 different pieces. A main structure, which will go in the back, and a front structure, which will accent the back piece. And I did this so that I can kind of puzzle my way into the tank itself. So I'll put this in first. Careful with the glass. Hardscape in. I had to adjust it a little bit off camera because I made it in the box lid. So it's kind of hard to predict 100% without scaping inside the tank.
So I am pretty much done with my rock placement and my wood placement. I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I like this nice split between the wood. That was really something I wanted to show. I'm gonna be coming in with some Controsand Kona. This is this really cool black pebbly substrate, something I haven't really used before. And I'm just gonna kind of be adding this around the rockwork for now.
I had some hardscape mishaps. However, I was able to recover, and I built scape that I liked a little better. And now I'm just gonna try to figure out how to plug up some of these holes so that I can have soil in the back, sand in the front. Here I have some foam pads that I've ripped up, and what I'm gonna do to prevent my soil substrate from overflowing into my sand substrate between the rock crevices and the holes is to actually take one of these and kind of jab them in to block it off. The good thing is that they're black so that they won't show because the shadows will be blocking it anyways. Another good tip is to use it on the side gaps where you can actually stop the soil. And once the plants grow in, you won't be able to see it. Now I'm just going to complete the bottom with some Controsand Morocco. I know it's a lot of red or warm tones right now, but once you add the green plants, it will balance it out. So now I have a clear division between sand and soil.
So I actually think that the Kona is a bit too stark of a contrast between the wood, the elephant skin stone, and the substrate. So I'm going to be coming in with some Sequoia, and then I want to mix it into the Kona to kind of give it this nice natural variation.
When I'm mixing a soil background with a gravel or sand foreground, I like to put a thin layer of the same gravel or sand on top of the soil so it covers up pretty much the soil look from the front. And by doing this, I can make the scape look like it has endless amount of sand rather than sand and then soil. The plants will kind of merge them two together at that point. This is just like little extra details that you don't have to do, but I find it very helpful, at least visually, in the beginning of every aquascape.
Another helpful tip for terrariums that I like to do, I like to add a pretty thick gravel layer on the bottom. So I kind of did that with my Sequoia and my Kona. What this does is it helps kind of hold some of the water. And when water is in gravel inside of a terrarium environment, you know, you got a light on top, kind of adding a little bit of heat to this prism. It's going to cause the water inside this gravel layer to evaporate upwards, and this will kind of keep a higher ambient humidity inside of the prism in general.
So I'm pretty much done with my aquascape, and what I'm kind of envisioning is that I'm going to use Hydrocaudo tripartita and maybe one more plant to kind of hug my hardscape and really create this cave-like, cove-like look where all the rocks are just coming straight down towards this corner. And yeah, this will be a terrarium setup where I just leave the lid on and have the plants grow out. Probably no water at all.
I think I might add some tripartita to mine as well, John. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But mainly for me, I wanted to use some cool boosts, kind of probably tucking it into some of these holes inside of this wood. I don't think I'm going to put any plants in the rocks on the bottom. I really want this to kind of, as mentioned previously, be like a tree trunk where this life is kind of poking out in select areas.
We somehow created two terrarium styles in polar opposite forms. I went kind of short and darker, while Parker went higher and lighter. So hopefully this gives you guys inspiration on creating your own prism tank. It could be a paludarium, a terrarium, or an aquarium, so it's totally up to you guys. We just provide the lid so that it's kind of optional. You can still run regular aquarium equipment on it.
We subconsciously kind of choose stuff to showcase like a variety and things you can do in similar tank sizes. That's kind of the point of these like dual scaping videos that we keep doing. We want to showcase that it is open-ended, it is up to you. There's always a solution that will fit into your preferences on how you want to scape a tank. And I think this is a great showcase of that. I'm excited to see yours planted, John.
Yep.
I look forward to seeing that part in the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.